Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first Sequel Show. I'm your host, Sequel's Hater Nation. So excited to be here, so excited to be doing this. I got a lot of great things in store for you guys. I think you're going to really enjoy it. I hope you're happy with it. Now, before I get into what this show is going to be, what my ideas of what it should be about are, I want to take the opportunity, because this is the first episode, I want to get it started off on the right track. I got to thank those boys in Ottawa. Just the other weekend, Donkey and I had the opportunity to take Sequel's first official trip, go to our nation's capital to watch the Ice Bowl, and I gotta tell you, these guys know what's going on. Absolutely fantastic hosts, such a tight-knit group that these guys have. I mean, completely fueled by drugs and alcohol. I'm pretty sure that without those things, they could not sit in the same room together. But that's okay. These guys were absolutely great. Food and housing all weekend. We had a great time. And everybody that was there lost their matchup that week except me. So it was absolutely perfect. Thank you guys in Ottawa. Could not have asked for better. This is going to happen again every year, maybe twice a year. I don't know. Unbelievable time. Thank you, fellas. Now, while we were there, Donkey and I had the opportunity to take part in this little thing they do called Whales World. Now, as of the filming of this episode, none of the footage has been shown to us. I can only imagine because there wasn't very many coherent sentences. We may have started filming a little bit too late in the evening. However, for my own part, I created a character, Hater Hammerhead, Shark in the water, who started off being British, and then by the end of the evening was just my regular voice. So I can only imagine what the editing's like. I have no recollection of anything that we talked about. I know that there was a lot of just Donkey yelling. So there's a lot to look forward to, guys. Had fun with it. Enjoyed the time completely. Loved the behind the scenes stuff, seeing how the whole thing worked. And it inspired me, in part, to try out this show. Now, we're going to take a little commercial break first. When we come back, I want to talk about what this show is, what it's going to mean to this league, and a bunch of other stuff. We'll be right back.
So then what are you guys? I thought we were making you Seamus. What are you going to be? Hammerhead.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sequel Show. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the inspiration for this show, what I'm trying to do here. Now, just last week, the commies came out onto the Facebook thingy and said something very important, that a lot of managers in this league are not doing their part to increase the entertainment value of what this league is supposed to be. What makes this league great? And I gotta say, I took it personally. I'm embarrassed, I'm ashamed. I know that I am one of those people that have not been doing their part. So I thought, all right, there's gotta be something that I can do. Now, it turns out that I have one of these things, a cell phone. And on that cell phone, you can take movies. So I thought, okay, this is gonna be my thing. Looking at what we've already got going on in this league, you got your Whales World and you got your Bandit Corner. Right now, those are the cornerstones of entertainment. And anything that I want to do, I don't want to interfere with anything that's going on there. What I want to do is make a show that can be seen with those guys. So, thinking about what I wanted to do, I thought, Whales World, what do I like about Whales World? Whales World, I like that it's puppets. And I like that it's puppets that can say anything and not get in trouble. To me, that's brilliant. Obviously, the Hater Nation, historically, has not needed puppets to do such things, but I really enjoy that style. I want to incorporate some of that stuff. Maybe not puppets, but certainly love that idea. And then, of course, the great Bandit Corner, the cornerstone of entertainment in this league for many, many years. I like the idea that it was themed from the great Don Cherry, Coach's Corner. So I thought to myself, what is it that influenced me when I was younger? What type of show would I want to watch? And of course, the obvious answer for me was Mr. David Letterman. Not only was Dave hilarious, I mean, put that aside, but Dave had a great way of taking serious situations and making light of them, or being serious when he needed to be serious. He was never afraid to speak his mind, and I think that's a huge thing for this show. It's going to be me kind of being Dave, speaking my mind about these things, making light of them, doing some serious stuff. And of course, Dave was never afraid to let you know that he didn't like a guest. And if one of you happen to be a guest on the show at some point, you will realize that I do not like you either. So that's the idea of the show. We're going to do some segments, maybe bring some old stuff back, some Just Saying, maybe some All White Brothers, I don't know. And certainly we're going to start with some new stuff. Something to entertain you guys. That's the whole idea of this show. We're going to take another commercial break right now. When we come back, I want to introduce you to a couple people that are going to be on this show. They're not people, actually, but a couple things that are going to happen on this show. And maybe the first segment. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Today's history lesson was brought to you by the Savages because the Bandits had to do a floor. So I hope you all enjoyed today's Savage history lesson. And here's the beautiful man himself. Woo! The beautiful canal. Because our history teacher was finishing a basement.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'd like to take a minute to sort of introduce you to the studio. In my house, this is what is known as the man room. And behind me, you can see the walls are kind of this gayish blue. Now, obviously at some point, I mean, the studio was set up in 20 minutes. At some point, I'm going to want a backdrop. And what I thought was getting one of those NFL fatheads. This is a life-size poster of Alfred Morris. And Alfred Morris would sit right here behind me. Now, the problem is, and it seems the NFL has the same disregard for Uncle Alfred as Jay Gruden. It does not exist. So a couple of emails to Mr. Commissioner Goodell, and we'll see what we can do about that. But obviously a little bit of something to go on back here behind me. More than welcome to take comments. Send your comments. Also, the lighting situation. Now, you can't see it here, but above me is what you call, it's a chandelier. Yeah. So definitely a little bit of changes. I mean, I think here I'm dark, and then back here I'm very light. So we have some things to change. I apologize for this, ladies and gentlemen. Deal with it. I'd also like to say that although this is the first episode, there's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of writing, a lot of stat checking, editing, production. That's a lot for one guy to take. So I thought what I need to do here is I need some co-hosts, some people to help me out. So I've invited two individuals who are very close to SEKL, very deeply entrenched. One is 6 years, over half a decade now following SEKL. Huge fan. His name is Brucey. He is our 8-year-old pug. And with him as a co-host is his little brother Hank. Now Hank is also a pug. Hank is only a year old, but I'm telling you kids, this guy is pure fire. He's got some stuff going on. He's jacked up about this show. He's jacked up about SEKL. Very excited to have these guys with me as co-hosts. You're going to be hearing a lot from them over the next whenever. Very exciting stuff. Thank you, Hank and Bruce. We'll see you in a little bit. I guess what we'll do next, we'll take a commercial. I've been told we have to take a commercial. We're going to take a commercial. When we come back, I've got a new segment for you. It's something that we're going to try and do every week. It's called Brucey's Matchup of the Week. We'll be right back.
You see, McClellan Freemason is not really a Bears fan at all. I'm a Packers fan, baby. And you will not have my poo butt. My poo butt will never be had. Packers fans don't suck. Bears fans suck. Let's go on down.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before the break, I preluded to this idea of the Brucey's Matchup of the Week. Very excited about this segment. Bruce is a huge Sequel fan, and he's always digging for that deep matchup that has a lot of meaning, and he writes his ideas down, he gives them to me, I read them to you, you guys check it out. Very exciting stuff going on in Sequel. Let's see what Bruce has got for us here today. This week, before we do this, we're going to run, I don't even know who I'm talking to, nobody works here. We're going to run the little thing, we're going to open it up, we'll do the thing. Here we go.
Brucey's Match of the Week, yeah!
Okay, thank you, voiceover guy. I hope we are paying you well. So, let's see what we got here for Brucey. Brucey's Matchup of the Week. Brucey picks the Bandits versus the Wheat Kings, the bottom of the basement teams. Oh my goodness, what a story. This Bandit guy had a terrible year last year, really down in the basement, down here with the haters, but we'll talk about that. And coming back this year and just not being able to find his feet. And then you've got the Wheat Kings here. Never missed the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Never missed the playoffs. And is right down there at the bottom right now. Huge matchup. The winner of this still keeps themselves in a playoff contention. Brucey could not have picked a better matchup. Let's see what Brucey has to say about these teams here. Going down, he's looking at the quarterbacks, and you got that Andrew Luck. The Wheat Kings always heavily relying on the quarterback. Tom Brady for a long time. Switches over to Luck. Great rookie campaign. Faltered there for a little while. Looks like maybe he's back on track. Maybe back on track. And then you've got the Carson Palmer, who last year, lights out. And this year just cannot find it. Is it injuries? I don't know what's going on, but the Bandits in tough here. Looking at these wide receivers, you got the newly acquired Cobb, who is out. Same as Jeffrey, I guess. Then looking over here at the Wheat Kings, you got Edelman and Hogan. Two New England Patriots who are not commies. Is this even a thing? Is this a thing? I don't know. I don't know if that can be a thing or not. Going down to the running backs, just solid. Bernard taking over in Cincinnati. It's tough for the haters to watch. Brucey really hates it. But Brucey's excited about this Ezekiel Elliott. A no-brainer. First overall pick. Unbelievable year. And then what Brucey is most excited about, let's not lie, it's the 4 tight ends. Okay, the Monday night tight end showdown, that's what got Brucey's juices going. That's why he likes this thing. Anyway, who do we pick to win this? Brucey? Brucey is going to take the Bandit to win, just simply because he likes Bandit better. I don't know. He said it. I guess we'll be right back. Shows they have a musical guest. That's never gonna happen. Maybe we'll get Paul Schaefer come in and do a little thing. He's not doing anything else, right? But we don't have him there tonight, so instead we're going to end the show with the Haters Draft song, the classic from Mr. Jimi Hendrix. Thanks for watching the first episode, kids. Have a great night.